How sunscreen causes cancer, not the sun. A new study has found that using sunscreen is actually more dangerous than helpful. Your summer vacation may be a long way off, but it's never too soon to begin thinking of protection for your skin. For a lot of people, this suggests covering themselves in sunblock, which business marketing projects encourage at every turn. While we do indeed need protection to prevent sunburns, blocking out the sun is far from ideal. Rich in vitamin D, the sun offers a variety of other health benefits, consisting of, unusually enough, cancer prevention. Sunscreen causes cancer. We've been taught to fear the sun. As a result, adults and kids are soaking themselves in a bath of toxic, hormone-disrupting chemicals. Science has long revealed that exactly what we put on our skin winds up in our bodies, and rapidly. Numerous studies from across the world have analyzed sunblock. More specifically, evaluating its active ingredients, and how it permeates and soaks up into the skin after application. One study carried out at the Faculty of Pharmacy at the University of Manitoba, Canada, looking to develop a method for measuring typical sunscreen representatives. Outcomes showed a significant penetration of all sunscreen representatives into the skin, implying all these chemicals are getting in several tissues within the body. Source. On the other hand, a research study published in Environmental Health Perspective showed a substantial drop in hormone-disrupting chemicals that are frequently discovered in individual care products after individuals switch to cleaner products. These chemicals consist of oxybenzone, triclosan, parabens, phthalates, and more. Subscribe to our free newsletter. You can learn more about that and access the research study here. All these ingredients are discovered in most popular sunscreens. So, the next question ends up being, are the components utilized to make sunblock, which is participating in our bloodstream, something to be concerned about? The science offered to us by the corporations who benefit from the sale of sunscreen states no. However, by now we have realized how credible such corporately funded science is. It wasn't long ago that Johnson & Johnson, for example, was condemned of purposefully putting cancer-causing talcum powder on the marketplace. It's important to consider this article by the Huffington Post entitled "Excuse Me While I Lather My Child in This Toxic Death Cream." In it, Mother Sarah Cowles shares how tired she feels trying to browse today's world and do the finest for her children when everything, all over, seems to be killing us. For every single purchase she produces her kids, there is science informing her it's excellent on the one hand and harmful on the other. Therefore she highlights how puzzling the consumer market has ended up being. We are awash with a wealth of info that differs from source to source, on a range of different subjects, making it tough to make even the most basic of options without second-guessing ourselves. We know the numerous chemicals found in sunscreens are poisonous, and we know that our skin soaks up whatever we put into it. Below are a few examples of these chemicals. Oxybenzone. This might in truth be the most problematic ingredient discovered in the majority of popular sunblocks. Used since it successfully soaks up ultraviolet light, it's likewise thought to cause hormone interruption and cell damage, which could promote cancer. The Environmental Working Group states, typically used in sunblocks, the chemical oxybenzone permeates the skin, enters the bloodstream and imitates estrogen in the body. It can activate allergic reactions. Data is preliminary, however, research studies have actually found a link between higher concentrations of oxybenzone and health harms. One research study has actually linked oxybenzone to endometriosis in older females. Another found that females with greater levels of oxybenzone throughout pregnancy had lower birth weight daughters. There are numerous other studies out there on this chemical. For example, one research study done by the Department of Clinical and Experimental Endocrinology at the University of Göttingen in Germany observed regulatory results on receptor expression for oxybenzone to indicate test endocrine hormone disruption. A study by the Institute of Pharmacology and Toxicology from the University of Zurich identified that oxybenzone might also simulate the impacts of estrogen in the body and promote the growth of cancer cells. Triggered by numerous studies, A research study out of the Queensland Cancer Fund laboratories at the Queensland Institute of Medical Research in Australia recognised the significance of systemic absorption of sunscreens. Researchers discovered that oxybenzone prevented cell growth and DNA synthesis and retarded cycle development in the first of the 4 stages of the cell cycle. They determined that sunblock triggers mitochondrial tension and changes in drug uptake in particular cell lines. A research study, published in the Journal of Health Science by the National Institute of Health Sciences in Japan, examines UV stabilizers used in food packages as plastic ingredients. They discovered that some UV stabilizers in sunscreen products have estrogenicity in an MCF7 breast cancer cell assay along with an immature rat uterotrophic assay. They evaluated a total of 11 UV stabilizers. 20 kinds of benzophenones were tested utilizing the same assay to show their estrogenic activity. The list continues. Retinol palmitate, vitamin A palmitate. A research study conducted by U.S. government scientists suggests that retinol palmitate, a type of vitamin A, may speed the advancement of skin tumors and sores when applied to the skin in the existence of sunshine, NTP 2012. Retinol palmitate is chosen by the Center for Food Safety and Applied Nutrition for phototoxicity and photocarcinogenicity screening based on the progressively extensive usage of this substance in cosmetic retail items for use on sun-exposed skin, reads an October 2000 report by the National Toxicology Program. As Dr. Joseph Marocco explains, this suggests that sunscreen items might, in fact, increase the speed at which malignant cells establish and spread skin cancer, since they consist of vitamin A and its derivatives, retinol palmitate, and retinol. Fragrance. Fragrance can refer to a host of harmful hormone-disrupting chemicals discussed earlier, like parabens, phthalates, and artificial musks. Sun exposure can protect you from cancer. The sun isn't as bad as it's marketed to be, nevertheless. Corporations are worried about revenue, not people, and telling us that direct sun exposure can secure versus cancer isn't going to get us to purchase sunscreen. Some studies have made this connection, verifying that the proper quantity of direct sun exposure can safeguard us against skin cancer. As much of you probably already understand, human beings need direct sunshine exposure for vitamin D. Sunburns are indeed an issue, and many research studies connect sunburns to cancer malignancy. However, due to an extensive range of factors, such as cultural changes and marketing campaigns, our skin has become less resistant to direct sun exposure. If you spend a significant portion of your time in the sun, your skin adapts to construct a natural resistance. We are naturally developed to get sunshine, and we have reversed in this regard. There are alternatives to safeguarding yourself from sunburns. You can buy natural sunscreens without damaging chemicals. Questioning substantial brand name ads is vital to our health in these times of info awareness. Only 10% of all cancer cases are credited to all kinds of radiation, and UV is a small part of that. When we think of skin cancer we immediately wish to blame the sun, however exactly what about other causes of skin cancer? Arsenic, discovered in a number of things we consume or work around, pesticides, and leather preservatives are all causes for concern. Sunscreens are a substantial contributor to toxic substances in the body, being taken in within seconds of application. Is it trivial to know what you are taking into your body? We now reside in a culture where we fear the sun, which is ironic considering it has developed all life on Earth. It's important to keep in mind that fear ultimately manifests as reality. The sun has lots of health benefits, so using natural items will make sure that you receive these benefits while keeping you and your skin safe. Healthier alternatives. When shopping for sunscreens, be sure to read the labels and prevent purchasing sunblocks containing hazardous chemicals. They might be difficult to find. However, a journey to a natural health store can typically suffice. Try to find sunblocks that consist of zinc and titanium minerals instead of the active ingredients listed above. Remember, the best sun security is shade and clothing. It is not needed to use sunscreen whenever you are out in the sun. Sunscreen does not enable the body to take in any vitamin D from sunshine. So if you intend on being outside for a short amount of time, avoid the sunscreen and feed your body with vitamin D to keep it healthy. Coconut oil has actually been revealed to provide an SPF of about 8 when it pertains to sun safety. This info suggests that, although its defense is low, it does help. If you were to apply it typically, it would not only use sun protection, but it would hydrate the skin, making it less vulnerable to burning. You might likewise want to attempt combining natural sunscreens with coconut oil for defense. To do this, at the start of your day out in the sun, use natural sunblock, and after a few hours, attempt using coconut oil to supplement the natural sunblock and hydrate the skin. Have you attempted using coconut oil as sunscreen before? Or do you use other natural products? Share your results with the community. Here's a brief, helpful video with some more info and additional alternatives.